Alright, back again from tutorialscamp.com. So today what I want us to talk about is component in Angular. We want to dig into it details. So before you do anything, go ahead and open your command prompt and navigate to where you created your the folder structure of your code of your app. So use cd tutorials camp. Tutorials camp is the name of the application I'm working on. So call it based on the application that you created. Then use ng serve to start the server. So this is going to take some minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it and allow it to compile. Alright, so you can see that it is successfully compiled and our server is actually working. So go ahead, copy this URL and open it into your browser and let's see. Where's my browser? Okay, so alright, there we go. So you can see tutorials app is running. So let's open our project and let's see. So what I want to talk about is inside the src folder too. So open your src folder and go ahead, open the app folder. And what I want you to the only thing I want you to note here is this app module.ts and this app component.ts file. Alright, this app.component.ts is the parent component of your application, and this app.module.ts is the parent module of your application. So go ahead and open this file. I'll be explaining these ones, the rest here as we move ahead. Alright, so you can see we have gotten a couple of codes here. So let's look at what each one does. Taking the first line first, you can see this import component from Angular core. Angular has gotten some sort of libraries with libraries like APIs. In web application, if you don't know APIs, they are just like a bunch of code that has been already created that you are just going to be importing and then be using. We have a lot of different kind of APIs, but just understand it this way. Alright, so we are actually importing this component, the creator from Angular core here. So what you should take note of here, the only thing you should see here is that take this component here as a function that has been created by Angular already. So you are just importing it and be using it. Alright, so let's look at this second here, the second code here. You remember I told you that in the beginning I said every component has its own HTML tag and then CSS, right? Okay, so this is the selector of the HTML. It's nothing but it's an identifier of the component. It's just an identifier of the component, and this is the template URL. This is what is pointing to the this is the HTML file that belongs to us, this component. So you can see that we have gotten app.component.html, and check here, you can see here that we have app.component.html. so this thing here is nothing but the HTML element of this component right here. So I'm actually okay, this thing so you can see that this is the this is the HTML file of this component, and let's look at the CSS file of this component. You can see we have app.component.css, and back here you can see we have app.component.css. so this this thing actually here is pointing to the CSS of this file. So what you should actually take note of this code line here is that this app component, the creator here, is nothing but what make this class here a component. Taking that again, a class is nothing but it's just a line of code. All right, so what make it a component? We use this app component dot decorator here to we use this app dot component decorator to make this what app component this class here a component. And back then I told you that every component has HTML element and CSS elements, right? So we define those first in what this function of object here. You can see it takes in what object. It taking object. It's a function of object, but it's a function of object. You get that, right? So this selector here is nothing but identifier of this what component, and this HTML URL is nothing is nothing but the HTML element of the what this component, and star.url is nothing but the CSS file of what this component. And one thing you should also know that we have gotten a couple of app component.spec.ts. That's nothing but what a TypeScript file that is work. It also belongs to this component here, but you can see all right, you can see that's not defined here, right? Okay, so why is it here? Basically this is a TypeScript file that's working watching at the background as you are coding. So any errors that you'll be doing is for testing purpose. Any errors that you'll be doing in your code and little thing, everything will be at the background, be checking things, and then be what pointing some certain files to you. So you actually don't need now. Maybe in the future I'll talk about it when we look into much details. I actually done some couple of projects that I have actually coded certain files here. So I won't talk about what this thing does here now, because it's an advanced topic. So it's as you're a beginner, let's take it from the basis to the what advanced. All right, so let's so what the only thing you should know here is that this before you can make a class a component, you need to import this app dot component the component decorator from what Angular core. And when you import it, you are at the decorator component to what the class. And once you have added to it, what you need to do is what define the tag of your app component, and also what the HTML element of your component, and the CSS the star of your what the CSS of your app component. And also one thing you should know here, that this tag here you might think is nothing because I will not talk of it, but take note, we have app what slash root. Open this index.html and you can see that we have app.root.what HTML. Go ahead and then what create, and then bam, what open your browser and you can see it's blank, everything is going. So how is it blank and everything is gone? All right, you can see here that inside this is the parent component, this is the app root. What we were doing here actually is that we were actually rendering the parent component into this file here. So whatever we were having in the app component will be embedded into this HTML file here. All right, so let's go ahead and then append it, and you can see, open our browser, you can see everything is back, right? All right, so let's go ahead and change something in our app component and see how things will look like. So this is actually pointing to the file of this HTML element. When you are actually pointing to the file of HTML, we use this selector called template URL. But if you want to actually code some HTML tag, we use simply template. So instead of pointing to a file, you can actually go ahead and type something like h1 and then hello. Well, that's not the correct spelling, but I don't care. Open it and oh, you see, you have gotten hello world. That's one thing about Angular, it's fast. You don't need to refresh the browser, everything will be working. That's why most tech companies what like Angular developers, and that's the exact reason you need to master Angular and land on what and land on a job for whatever. All right, so I'll show you a couple of things here. Let's go ahead and then actually don't like creating my own tags here. I like my code to be what minimum, so let's actually point it to the URL. This app component.url here as it was, so app.component.html, and mind you, I said when we are pointing to a file we use .url. okay, we use .url. so instead of HTML tag, we are now pointing to what this file. So whatever in this file will be what will be contained in this component. So open your browser and you will see that we have gotten some error. Let's resolve it. Failed to compile. Host resolve could not resolve app component.html. You see that instead of HTML I've actually done HTML here. That's the mistake that I've done, because the file here is HTML and I've done HTML. So just correct that and open your browser and refresh it. Oh, back again. It's HTML. I've done HTML. I don't know what's wrong with me. Alright, so HTML or whatever, just correct it and let's open our browser and refresh it. It's taking some time because it is working at the background. I don't know. Okay, you can see everything is working. It was actually working at the background. It's fine. So let's see how we can create our own component in the next video. So see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.